express my feelings, start my mind.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy King again. They are chat the damn thing again. And today we're going to talk a bit about everybody asks if the national team is being used to sell players. Stay tuned. I'm going to give my opinion on this. We're going to check the stats, the facts, and show you some things we never did know. And if you're new to this channel, subscribe right now. And do remember to smash that like button. Let's jump right into the video. So we see over the summer where Richard King, the man himself, got his move to St. Mirren over there in the Scottish Premiership. And people, none of we can say Richard King move was not deserved. Because if for one thing, Richard King has been one of the most consistent players, not only for Jamaica, but in the Jamaican Premier League. We know him bigger than a league the long time. So Richard King making his move to St. Mirren was no surprise, people. And you have to remember also, back-to-back Premier League winner, Jamaica Premier League winner, that's Richard King. The man also win the Caribbean Cup. You get me? I say, and him also was one of the players them when they did it when Messi came to Jamaica. He played in the CONCACAF Champions League. So Richard King, well-deserved move over there to St. Mirren in the Scottish Premier League. But we're going to check out what go on, people, because guess what? Very, very interesting things. So Richard King will see where he made the move, right? This is a free transfer, but ignore that, people. It's no free transfer. He was transferred from Cavaliers FC to St. Mirren over there, people. You get me? I say, and to me, people, if you know me, Richard King is one of my favorite players on this national team. You get me? I say, so we see Richard King, he moved from Cavaliers, ignore the free agent, to St. Mirren. But interestingly enough, we see where Jalmara Calvin also moved to St. Mirren. And I'm like, this is where I'm like, St. Mirren, two players from Cavaliers to St. Mirren. Not the wrong people, because guess what also? Jalmara Calvin is one of my favorite players. Also one of my other favorite players from the Jamaica Premier League. The youth have a sweet left foot. Sweet left foot. So me I say, you know what? All right then. So we see that picture here and them, you get me, I said that meme here where the youth have on him glasses and see Virgil van Dijk and Salah take off him glasses and see Richard King and Calvin. I'm like, yo, all right then, this makes sense. You get me? I said it makes sense. But then I read an article, and this article was the one that triggered me to start doing some research. Wow, go on right. So BBC article said McLaren reference could be key for St. Mirren target Calvin, right? So the article went on to speak about a glowing reference from former England manager Steve McLaren could help St. Mirren sign winger Jalmara Calvin. And I'm like, interesting. Now people understand how all of this go. You get me? I say, because especially right here where it speaks about McLaren, who is now in charge of Jamaica national side, provided a reference as part of Calvin's work permit. Some understand McLaren provide a reference. I understand how these reference things work. Don't get me wrong, people. So we understand how the article there, and the people only can read the article for themselves, because it's a long article. I'm gonna really want to go through the article and waste the time. I'm gonna go read it for myself. But hold on, the people. Me could take it a step back. Back in 2023, Richard King made a move to Vestmanager. That's a club over there in Iceland, right? Very interesting, people. Iceland. So I'm like, Iceland? No. Dwayne Busy Atkinson, another player from Cavaliers. Interestingly enough, people. Very interestingly enough. Busy is on the move. This year, Richard King made a move. This year, well, him transfer complete. So Busy complete him transfer. But guess what? Busy complete him transfer to a club in USL. However, back in 2023, Busy also made a transfer to the same club in Iceland, people. And I'm like, very interesting. So, Cavaliers had two players going to the same club in 2023. So now, when you see what I go with this, watch this. So, Busy actually, this transfer go on to say from the Jamaica Premier League goes on to say Dwayne Atkinson joins Rhode Island FC from Cavaliers S.C. soccer club. Very interesting. And I'm like, It's very interesting, right? Now, Jalmara Calvin joins St. Mirren from Cavaliers SC. So it's a repeated trick, people. It's a repeated trick. I'm going to show you this. Now, Al Grimson, Icelandic coach. Now I'm a coach Ireland, but look at these people. Very, very interesting. One of the teams where Al Grimson used to coach was this same Vestmanager team in Iceland, right? I remember Richard King and Busy got transferred in 2023. Again, Al Grimson was here between 2022 and 2024. So unless some weird coincidence make Busy and King did end up over Iceland, which come from Iceland, could it be a coincidence? But you know, some goes a woman say, all right then. Yeah, we hear say McLaren gave him reference. Or could it be anything more than any reference? Can you find any link between St. Mirren and McLaren? And people, go to woman say, McLaren was assistant manager for 142 games to Sir Alex Ferguson. And you can't make this up. The great Sir Alex Ferguson used to coach St. Mirren. The same St. Mirren. So now, is this luck? Is it calling in a favor? Call it what you want, people. Call it what you want. Call it what it may. You get me? I say, if it's a calling in a favor, we don't know, or it's just mere luck. It could be mere luck. You get me? I say, no, people, call it what you may. Let me say this right here, right now. So these three players from Cavalier, Richard King, one of my absolute favorite players them right now. Jalmara Calvin, again, one of my absolute favorite players them in the league. Likewise, Busy. People Busy. Post-season form in the knockout for Cavaliers, second to none. So now, for me, different from everybody, people say, yo, these players should get called up, this, that, and the old lady. For me, no. For me, Cavaliers is back-to-back champion for the Jamaica Premier League. Actually, Cavaliers have 3 out of 5 titles for the last 5 years. You get me? I say, so Jalmara Calvin, second leading goal scorer in the regular season. Actually, he finished with 21 goals for Cavaliers on their way to win the National Premier League, right? So, the only finals Cavaliers end up lose in the last 3 years. Again, remember, Cavaliers was also defeated finalists in 2022, 2023. You have also remember, so it'll be 3 finals in a row. And Calvin was part of basically all 3 of those. Now, Richard King has been at Cavaliers since 2021, which means same, likewise, doing visit Atkinson, which means that those 2 players would have gone to win 3 out of the last 5 Premier League and going to the finals and getting beaten by Mount Pleasant with 1. So, if you're talking about merit, you can say these players really, them are champion, them are play at such high level. That's why them get called in and around the team. Now, again, people, Jalmara Calvin, him have 1 cap for the Reggae Boyz, and I think that cap would have been the game between Trinidad and Tobago. Calvin have 1 cap. Richard King have 32 caps. And Busy have 6 caps. Busy also has some cap for under 70. Now, in truth and in fact, people, as I say, you can't market a bad good. Richard King proved this. You can't market a bad good. But it's just so ironic, say, all of these things follow this path. You get me? I say, Al Grimson was here. Al Grimson used to coach the team over there in Iceland. 2 transfers were able to be made there. And now Steve is here. Steve used to coach under Fergie. And now we see where 2 transfer again going to the same St. Mirren. Now, for me personally, I don't have a problem with it. Call it what you mean. Call it what you mean. Call it calling in a favor. Calling, using your links them. It is what it is. For me, What it matters is that where the players them go over they go do. And we see where Richard King, the man himself, go over there in St. Mirren, not only made his debut, but he was able to make the starting 11. And Richard King went on to score in St. Mirren's 8-2 victory. You get me? I say score and celebrate. So the youths them more while they need an opportunity. And sometimes it come from some very interesting place. Coincidental as it may. You get me? I say so it's not about how them get there for me. It's about what them are gonna do with the opportunity. You get me? I say, and if you as a coach and if your team can call in a few favors or some coincidence can happen, like we just look at why so be it.
Debut for Richard King, he's capped off with a goal from the penalty spot. How pleased were you with his contributions?
Yeah, Richard's we've gone very slowly with him. He's a lot of football in the last year. We believe he's got real potential. Going to be a very, very good signing for us, but we have to temper the expectations a little bit. It's Jamaican football's a lot different than Scottish football, a lot more physical, but he's a boy that can handle that. He'll get better. With coaching, he'll get better in terms of the defensive side, but I think today you can see how composed he is on the ball. His qualities are there for everyone to see, and we believe he'll go.
Yeah, people, the man himself, Richard King, has shown us say it's not about how you get there, but it's about what you do when you get there. And also, we also showing us say the youth them deserve to reach where them reach. So there you have it, people. If you're new to the channel again, remember to subscribe. If you like what you just see, smash the like button. I'm gonna have a reason down in the comment section now, people. If you disagree, if you agree, tell me what you think about all the findings them we just do. And people, thank you for watching. And guess what, people? Richard King video is coming up next. Stay tuned for that.
Express my feelings, start my mind.